from AI which is acting and assisting you now to an AI which is working like a proper virtual worker or an agent in enabling you to complete the task that you wanted to complete. That has been broadly the theme of from the start of this year till now, and it is just picking up again. Service agents of AI or AI agents, as we call them, and this comes from the fact that I was reading a tweet by Vaibhav, who is a VC at Better Capital,
Mm,
and it was a really powerful tweet that humans always wanted to get things done. We gave them software because that was the best way till then. But now you will actually have something which can do that task for you.
Hmm.
And what it can lead to, what it can become, like now we also saw that demo of AGI. So it is very powerful thing. And one such, I think, a milestone was Devin this week, which was launched by what was the name of the company? Cognition. So I think it is an AI agent which writes code for you, executes it, finds bugs, and kind of does a job of a coder. And coding is not an easy skill. Like if someone asks me to become a coder, it is not something I can just study for 2 hours and execute, right? It
Yeah.
requires analytics, it requires expertise. So now it is a complicated skill which an AI agent can do. So
Yeah.
this opens a lot of gateways, and I mean, what are your like? I think it's a big milestone for AI agents in as a field because I think we needed an AI agent in a very hard area to just set that benchmark because once that happens, the small agents will automatically come, and coding is a very hard area. So what are your thoughts on that? Yeah.
My first impressions were that Cognition Labs has, I guess, taken first of the many steps that are required to be able to build an autonomous kind of a software engineer for you or for anyone to use and build things. Uh, the way that they have tried to solve this is the most unique and the most correct way I've ever saw in any of all of the previous co-pilots and everything that were there. They were more of a helping hand to the existing software engineer, right? For example, they would auto-complete the code, they would write test cases by reading the code, or
They
maybe
were
they will,
QA testers. Yeah.
yes, they will auto-correct it, or maybe they will improvise the code, all of that aspect, right? But to be able to like write a piece of software or write a piece of app from scratch requires a lot of different things. It requires you to have platform access. It requires you to have web access to be able to see what modules you can use. And it requires you to have an ID, of course, the basic requirement it is, right? And the Cognition Labs has been able to put all of these three things together in this Devin. And the Devin has access to a platform. It has access to a CLI where it can execute commands, do all of sort of the things that we do in our normal day-to-day execution. It has access to a web browser where you can like probably go to Stack Overflow or anywhere you can just search for a problem, documentation, and everything. So, like from a holistic view, I think this is the most correct way of doing it. But again, this is just the first step. I saw a lot of buzz happening on social media since the demo was
It went
launched,
viral.
and people were like going berserk. The newcomers in the industry, people were still studying engineering, or maybe they're taking a boot camp or a course, or maybe trying to get into the software industry. They were like all blown away, and they were like, would we get any jobs, because we are not, we still 2 or 3 years in to complete our graduation or maybe a post graduation or something. And they saw something like this and think like, would our entry level jobs be extinct? What will we do? What kind of jobs would we get? So there was a lot of buzz. There were a lot of questions floating around on the internet, and a lot of influencers being techie people who are answering them and in their opinions, sharing their opinions. I honestly think that it is first of the many steps, as I said. It will evolve over time. It will get better. I tried to use it on one of the code bases that we are internally building on our product, right? And I asked it a few questions. It was not able to answer them. uh, with regards to the code. So it's still very early, but it has taken the right steps to move in a direction where you can have an autonomous robotic or maybe an autonomous agent that would write code for you, or maybe write for a web app for you, or maybe write a Python script for you, or anything like that, and execute or solve a problem that you have. But on the contrary, I think still, even if it goes many folds and improves in the performance and understanding and reasoning of the code, I still think the smartest people would take advantage of this and build and solve bigger problems rather than thinking of being extinct. So that's my overview. Yeah.
So the rightly said, so the real problems are not software development.
Yep.
This is just a means to an end, right? The real problems might
Exactly.
be in climate or water. So we'll see those in the coming decade. I might be in this decade only or in the coming decade. So that is
Okay.
what we want solved for humanity. Like this is just a
Yes.
means,
Yes.
and anyway, I believe it will be completely autonomous in the next like within 3 years if I'm being very conservative. So for
Yes.
like by autonomous, I mean that if I don't know any coding, I've not been to any boot camp, I don't know the sea of coding, right?
Yes.
Still, I could just input what I want, and then that let's say that AI developer would do everything from step one to step last and just deploy the code and give me the website link that this is your website and this is now running. Now I
Yes.
don't have to do anything. Now I have to do other things. Again, other things would also be automated, like marketing and sales, probably. But just from a software development point of view, probably it will just give me the website and it will say that this is done for you. And I
Yeah.
didn't have to do anything. And then there will be tweaks, which again I will be telling that like the AI
Yes.
developer to change. That no,
Yes.
this is not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. So it will change it accordingly. Probably you won't need like the freshers who are studying right now. One thing is that you will get 50x more 50x more valuable or productive with this.
Yes.
Now you
Yes.
can think of more strategizing or what to do and why to do it rather than how to do it. The how will be taken care of.
Yes. Like it will allow you to solve even harder problems. It will so allow you to dive deeper into um the things that you were never able to think about because of how hard it was to even attempt those problems. So probably now humanity will come, or like software engineers will come to that space where they are able to like actually think beyond uh like just normal SaaS products, right? Or maybe start building
Yep.
really hard problems. Maybe utilizing this to create their own LLM models, or maybe one step further than a LLM. What's next with an LLM, right?
Yes.
So LLM is a technology. They, of course, it will evolve into something new. So LLMs are based on transformer model that was researched by DeepMind from Google. Somebody would present a better architecture going forward. How that will happen with the use of the existing technologies that they have. Of course, getting to an LLM took approximately 10 years or maybe 20 years, or whatever the time frame was.
But getting
But
to the
get
next best alternative will take
Will take
Yes,
lesser
lesser.
time.
Yep.
yes, yes, that's the point.